Hello, this is an assessment of a 1980s Bosendorfer 225 grand piano that has the one with 92 keys, so you've got the extra keys at the bottom here. As you can see, they're blacked off so that you don't get confused when you're trying to play the octaves and don't know where the bottom A is. Key tops are ivory. They're quite dulled, so it could do with buffing, otherwise they tend to attract the dirt. The inside of the piano is in extremely good condition. Bridges, the strings are original, I'm pretty sure about that, and the general condition of the inside is pretty perfect. The bridges got no problems on them, no bridge cracks, and the tuning pins. Looking at the tuning pins, when you see them all level like that, means that the tuner's not had to knock any of them on the head to make them tighter. So that means that the tuning pins are going to be really tight. I've checked the pins, and the lever's pretty low on them. Definitely original pins, so not been restrung. Interesting, it has a MIDI system here that recognises the note that's been played and then turns it into MIDI. There's a MIDI box under the piano. Just having a look at the soundboard too. In perfect condition, no problems with that soundboard. There's a MIDI system on the side of the piano, not currently linked together, not in use. These extra bass strings here, five bass notes, they sound on their own, almost like a bell, very indistinctive, but in the octave, they really give a nice ring to the notes above. Also, if you lift the sustain pedal, then you end up with all those extra strings reverberating, which gives a deeper sound generally to the piano, because you've got 5 bass strings reverberating at the same time. It's got a brake here on the casters, which is useful if you're on a stage and you put the brake on, save the piano being pushed off the stage. Now, looking inside at the action, these are original Renner hammers they put on when the piano was made. There's a date here on the hammers. We think that's May 1983. It's been rubbed off a bit at the top, as you can see. They've shaped the hammer here, so they've rubbed off the top. But I think it's 1983. Certainly not 2000 anyway, so they're not new hammers, they're original hammers. There was some talk about new hammers on the piano. What has been done though, it's been very well toned. And if you can see the toning marks on the side of the hammer here, very professionally toned, you can tell the work was done well. It certainly, a bit of variety of tone now, but it just needs a little bit of evening out. But the toning marks, which may not be that visible here, just on the shoulder here, that's the fine toning before you. That's sort of the original toning's done at the bottom here, while the hammer's still not put on. Then you're going to prick the hammer there just to open it up, give it some bounce, and then the fine toning's done here on the shoulders, and then perhaps just a little on the tip to even it out. But if you do tone on the tip, it's got to be no more than 1 millimeter down, because you can ruin the hammer. But you might just fine tone on the tip to even them out a bit. But here, these marks here show the toning before that, which is clearly professionally done. So we think the work done on this piano is proper regulation. These are very smooth 4 rollers, so they may have changed the rollers. Not certain about that, but it's a Renner action. All Bosendorfer actions are Renner actions. So are Steinways. They're all Renner make. Practically all the top make of pianos are made by Renner. There's a Renner badge on the action itself. The keys here are very slightly on the loose side, but I wouldn't say the fronts could certainly the spoons could, sorry, not the spoons, the cricket bats could be regulated there just to take up a bit of the slack, but nothing serious on it. There's quite a lot of damage on the polyester on the piano, notably here where a speakers fell on top of the piano apparently, and you can see there's a gouge out of it. I think the best thing to do is just redo the whole of the top lid, because with a piano of this quality it's best that it's really perfect. Around the sides as well, I think most of it's just tape and things that they've been putting on when they've used it for recording, but it's generally it's in okay condition. There's probably a mark there that needs also filling, but I don't think that needs to be repolished the whole lot. So it's just the top. It's probably worth redoing the top. It's not incredibly expensive actually, because it's just going to be the flat surface, easy to polyester. Otherwise it's just general scratching, and the music stand obviously gets scratches as you put music on it, and gets taken off and on when it's in the recording studio too. So there we've got just typical scratching. Don't think it needs redoing. There's a bit of a dint in the front there, Might need to redo that side, but we'll just give it to the Polyester professionals, and they'll just make it perfect. So that's a Bosendorfer 225, about 1984, and it's always been one of my favourite pianos. We've sold a few of these before, and really nice piano in good condition. Just a little bit of fine toning, but fine regulation, but otherwise has a clean bill of health, except the polyester, which needs doing. There's a speaker dropped on top of it apparently, and the lid certainly needs doing. We redo the whole piano because to get the kind of value that this piano is worth, then normally clients are wanting that kind of perfect outside as well. So that can be redone, but excellent piano. There's a lovely rich tenor area, and of course a wonderful bass, and that's a beautiful rumble. As I say, it really only takes effect when you lift the dampers off, and you end up with a bigger sound like that. Thank you very much for listening.